Hi and welcome to episode 68 of the Aria Bark podcast. My name's Caroline and I'm coming to you today from my home in Fife in Scotland. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to have you here. I have had a week and a half. I will have stuck a picture in on Monday. Was it Monday? Yes, it was Monday. I have been on the lookout for a fleece and an idea popped into my head, so I contacted a local trust and had asked them, got in contact with the farm manager. She went on holiday and when she came back she contacted me, and so I arranged on Monday to go pick up a fleece. Picked up more than a fleece. You'll see in the great big box. So I've got a bag of fleece to practice with, and I have a full fleece to work on once I've done practicing. The big bag of fleece is mixed breeds. He's not quite sure what's actually in that bag. It could be a bit of everything. But the fleece that I did buy was a Leicester long wool. And I've not spun with Leicester long wool before, so I'm very, very excited. And my lovely friend Gina very kindly offered a lot of help and advice on how to process it, so I'm really, really happy. That will be my plan for next week. I should say this will be the last podcast for a couple of weeks. I have decided that I'm going to take a couple of weeks off, reset. Obviously the fleece is going to take a while to process, which means I'm going to have less knitting. But there's other stuff that I'm wanting to do that I can't do when I'm constantly having... Well, I don't have to produce content. It's useful to produce content for a knitting podcast. But there's a couple of things that I'm wanting to do that's time consuming, that's not really interesting for anybody else. So that's my plan. So I'm going to take a couple of weeks off. Next week will be processing the fleece, and the following week will just be me time, crafty me time. You can find me on Ravelry as either Aria Bark or my personal account, which is Sultra. We have our Ravelry group, which is the Aria Bark podcast. We have a private group on the website for anyone who's unable to use Ravelry but would like to take part in make-alongs and chatter and just other stuff. And you can find that by going to the community tab and then groups. We'll ask you a few questions, make sure that you're a crafter. We will then send you an email which will allow you to log in, and then after that you just post. We have an Instagram page which is Aria Bark Designs, we have a Facebook page which is Aria Bark Designs, and we have a Ko-fi page which is Aria Bark Designs. I am not going to run through, I think what I'm going to do is every couple of podcasts I'll run through the make-alongs. We're running 2 make-alongs. The first one is the hashtag ABD/Mash2021. You can find details for that on either the Ravelry group or on my Instagram feed. Where else? On the website. There you go. If you do have any questions, message me and I will answer them. The second make-along is the hashtag Yapping Scrappy Blanket Make-along 2022. Again, the details for them will be on the Ravelry threads, on Instagram, and on the private group. If you do have any other questions, email me, message me, contact me in some way, and I can discuss any questions that you have. This week we have going out. I know, 5 weeks. I'm shocked. Stash Mash whips and lined up. Timestamps for each section can be found in the description box below. I am really pleased that I have so many finished socks this year. Now, I think I counted in the last 5 weeks I have 4 pairs of socks, so I think that brings my total sock crafting up to about 7. Now, I am going to blame the lovely Denise from Dear Designs here on YouTube and on Instagram for her hashtag Year of the Sock 2022 to motivate me into making more socks. So, finished object is, I'm just about right to place. I have finished my Fairy Tale socks. So these are Fairy Tale by Vicky Morose. How nice is that pattern? Love it. I have done a wedge toe because the rounded toe confused me, so I just put wedge toe in. I have done the integrated sock, the basic socks with the integrated heel by Albina McLaughlin. Love that heel. This was where I was last week, so I was there, finished off the half a repeat that I had left, and then done 2 more repeats and then put the toe on. Now these feet are not showing them off too well because these are the big feet. The wee feet don't show off the heel as well, so I've put them on big feet, and that way it also stretches out the pattern a wee bit so you can see. Love it. Now, not only are these going to be entered into Denise's Year of the Sock Make Along, they are also eligible for Mandy from Mounces Makes hashtag Knitting with Ukraine, because Vicky Morose is a Ukrainian designer. The Fairy Tale is a free pattern on Ravelry. They are lovely. There's a couple of wee bits. I think there's a mistake in the written instructions, and there's a symbol missing on the chart, but the pattern is really easy to read, so you notice it straight away, so it's not as if it's a major thing. They are lovely, so I will be able to get them washed and get them worn. I am using my Yarny Corner, getting caught, in shade Shine Bright, which is 100 grams or 400 meters. It is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This is absolutely stunning. Absolutely love this. This is all. That's not all I've got left. I've got 2. Got 2 wee nuggets left. Now the socks used 64.45 grams or 257.8 meters. So that is another chunk of my target. These will go into my scrappy projects. My Yarny Corner is available on YouTube and on Etsy. Alex sells a whole load of stuff. Our yarn is lovely. Alex and Danny's yarn are stunning. We'll leave the links down below, the pattern and Alex and Danny's Etsy shop. Go and purchase. They're great. I used a 2.5mm high sharp. I think I originally done it. Did I? No, I done them 2 at a time. A lie. I done them 2 at a time. It is a pattern that I could possibly see me doing again, because I did really enjoy it. And as I said, once I have finished here, I need to go and upload all my socks onto Denise's Ravelry page, and I also need to get them put on Instagram for Mandy's one. So that's my plan. I'm not going to lie, I did say that last week about mother socks, a couple of weeks ago about mother socks, and I don't think I actually put them on. So, As you're aware, my goal is to craft 26,000 metres in 2022. At the beginning of the week, I had crafted 11,479.3 metres. The Fairy Tale Socks has added another 257.8 metres, which brings my total this week to 11,737.1 metres, which it's slowly creeping up. I'm quite happy about that. At the beginning of the week, I had brought in 14,291.16 metres. I still haven't brought anything in, so I'm doing quite well on the curbing of the bringing the yarn in. Mind you saying that, I did just bring in a hefty amount of fleece, which technically doesn't count as yarn because it's not yarn yet, it's just a sheep coat, so it's technically not yarn yet, which leaves me to target 14,262.9 metres. So far this year I have crocheted 174.04 metres. I have knit 11,563.23 metres. I've not spun anything and I've not woven anything. As I've said before, I'm taking part in the Ravelry Project Challenge. My challenge is to craft 30 projects in 2022. The Fairy Tale Socks, they're not talks, they're socks. The Fairy Tale Socks have brought my total up to 16, which means I am at 53% and I am really, really happy. The end is in sight. A long way away, but it's in sight. I am just going to keep crafting on. I think the plan is going to be to just have a look. I think I'm going to get all my projects back out again and have a look at the ones that are fairly close to finishing. Tonya from Karma's a Stitch has another cast on party coming up at the end of the month. I am wanting to get, ideally I would like to get most of the stuff finished. Do I think I'm going to manage that? No, I don't. Not without putting myself under undue pressure. The projects will get finished, it's just when. So the plan is, there's a couple of projects that I know if I just spent some time on, I could get them rattled off no problem. So I think that is going to be my plan for the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to work on projects that I want to work on and not just work on projects because I really need to get them off this podcast. My first whip is Business Casuals by Tanis Lovely, who is Tanis Fibre Arts. Now I need to be really careful. This is them here. Well, that's better. Now, I forgot to put a stitch marker in last week to see where I was, but I think I was possibly down here somewhere. I had the most horrendous week with these socks. Every time I worked on them, I made a mistake and I was starting to get quite catty. So I think it was this sock I literally ripped back to the beginning and restarted it again because it was so unbelievably wrong. So it's took me a while to get this one up. I am about half a repeat short. The goal for this week was to get 4 repeats done. I've done 3.5. Obviously that, where'd the stitch marker go? There's the stitch marker there. So I've done 1, 2, 3 and I'm half a repeat up. I'm going to stick these in because they keep rolling away. I am making a UK size 9 or a European 43 or a US size 10. These are socks for Ryan. I have about 9 days to get these socks finished. So these will be one of the projects that I plan on working on while I'm off. I am using Lanyarn Super Socks Cashmere Colour 4-ply. I can't find the shade number. Oh, there's the shade number there. It is shade 904. And this is what it looks like. Obviously you can see it's slightly stripy. Not meat. Well, it kind of is. It's nice to work on. It is a 65% virgin wool, 25% nylon and 10% cashmere. You get 380 meters in 100 grams. I am using 2.5 millimeter higher sharp 9-inch circulars. The goal for next week will be to have them finished. Business Casual is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's on Tansy's website, however it just links you straight back to Ravelry. I dare say if you're unable to use Ravelry you could message her and come to some sort of arrangement if you're needing it. But absolutely love them. Row 17 is not my favourite. Out of all the rows that's the one that's a bit annoying, but it is a really pretty pattern. I am cabling without a cable needle just because it makes it a whole lot easier. This is where I'm just now. I have a fair few inches to put on it, so I am going to have to buckle down and get my finger out and get them done. So hopefully by the next time you see me they will be finished, and hopefully I can get 2 socks done in 9 days, which is the most important part. My next project is Papillon by Svetlana Volkova. My goal for this week was to have the body finished. Now, did I get the body finished? Yes, indeed I did. The body is finished. I will stick a picture in of me wearing this. I may need surgically removed from it because the arms are a wee bit too tight. So I might pick the arm. Oh, I can't pick the arms up because I'm doing 2 at a time. Botherations. I will come up with a plan for the arms, because I did try it on when I finished it on Thursday night, and I had to ask Mr. Bart to give me a hand to get back out it, because my big bingo wings got stuck here and here, and it was like cutting the circulation off. I absolutely love this. Now what I have done, I'll leave details of the sizes up above because I forgot to put it in again. I have done the waist shaping, however I have also done, see, that will show up better, Let's see. I have also done A-line shaping. So it comes in and goes back out. I did not do the same amount of A-line shaping as what I did in the summer t-shirt. However, I did do some, and I won't lie, the last few inches, it wasn't fun. Do you ever have that one of those projects where it does not matter how long you work on it, it never seems to grow? And I think part of the problem was because I knew the minute I'd finished, the minute I'd done, I think it was like 2 inches I was needing to do to get it to the size that I wanted, then all I had left to do was the ribbon. It was going to be great, I really wanted to get it done, and the more I worked on it, the slower it seemed to go. Now I spent, actually it was only yesterday, I can't remember if it was yesterday or Thursday, but I worked on it and worked on it and worked on it, and it was like, and I eventually did get it finished. So it is completely finished, it's bound off, and people, there is not an end in sight. There's not even ends at the arms. And look at me being all professional. Not an end. Not an end. I've woven my ends in as I went. Which means the minute I get my sleeves finished, I will be able to just put it on. I never showed you where I was last week. So this was where I was last week. I'll take that one out first. Jeez, I'm bruised. More about the bruises later. I did not realise just how bruised I was until I started recording, and honestly I look like I've been beaten up. So this is where I was last week. I have done a fair bit in the last week. I am really happy. The goal was to do 5 inches. No, the goal was to finish the body. I have finished the body, and the next goal, I think the sleeves are 3/4 length sleeves. Quite happy with 3/4 length sleeves, so that will be my plan. Pilling is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. I will leave links down below. Is there anything else? I am using, sorry, got my needles sitting. I am using Stenley yarn in Katrina. It is 100% acrylic. You get 1,200 meters in 200 grams. This is a 4-ply. I've held 2 strands together to make a DK. It is gorgeous. I do really love this, and obviously the lace will eventually open up. I'll do it this week so it'll be easier. That is the lace pattern. Obviously you'll see once it's been blocked it will show up really well. Is there anything else? No, there isn't. Again, this is another entry into Mandy's hashtag Knitting with Ukraine. I have my eyes on 2 other of Svetlana's patterns. Both were in the book from, is it Summer Spirit? I'll leave it up there. She put out a pattern collection called Summer Spirit. My plan is to do some more of them once I've finished the sleeves. Now this is all I have left. I am hoping that is going to be enough, and obviously you can see it is quite tightly wound, so I'm kind of hoping that's going to be enough. May have possibly got a little carried away with the adding extra inches on, but I am really happy with my progress. Hopefully by the next time you see me there will be sleeves and I will be wearing it. Watch this space, the next time I record there'll be a heat wave and I won't be able to wear it. My final project, I needed something when I was going to the hospital to knit on that didn't involve any sort of concentration. So this, I'll stick a picture in. This is Bright Edge by Yulia Tkachenko. This is such a nice pattern. It's pretty basic, right? There's absolutely no concentration. Once you've done the first, I'd say 4 rows, zero concentration required. This I put in to mark the front. It's no anything other than that. It is such a nice pattern. It is really, really good for sedated moments. I may have done a few rows while slightly inebriated in sedation. This is a really, really lovely pattern. I'm needing to put it on a bigger cord, so that will be my next plan. I am using, now can I put this down without rattling those needles? Probably not. Now I only have one ball band because I still can't find the ball band for the other one. This is my Yarny Corner in Midnight Cruise. It is again 4-ply. It is 100 grams or 400 meters. It is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is stunning. Look how nice that is. Stunning. Now, you basically just work this until you run out of yarn. I think. I've not read that far in the pattern. And then you add in this. Now this is Rusty Ferret Yarns in Sandhaven Colin. It is pretty much that bright. Which, do you know, I think that's going to look lovely. Again, no pink, but love it. This is on the doll base. It is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 425 meters and 100 grams. This is not 100 grams because I used it for a wrap. This is what I've got left over. So I'm just going to use that to edge off this. So it'll be like, put it that way. So this will just go massive, and then I'll add this on to the bottom. Going to look amazing. Bright Edge is a free pattern on Ravelry. Again, Ukrainian designer, so it'll be another entry into the Mouses Makes Knitting with Ukraine. Absolutely love this pattern. My goal for next time will hopefully be to get it finished, or to be on to this part, because there is absolutely nothing to this pattern at all. It is so easy to watch TV and knit on it. Oh, it's a dream. I am using a 3mm higher sharp. Is it 3? Yes it is. I was looking for those needles earlier on. 3mm higher sharp. On, at the moment it's on a 24-inch sock cord. I will move it up onto, I need to see what cords I've got left, because I seem to have a needle and cord shortage. I'm just going to keep working on this. Hopefully by the next time you see me, it'll either be finished or I'll be on the final section. The next two projects, one will be a new cast on, the second project will be something coming back into rotation. As I said, I have knit so many socks thanks to Denise. I am wanting to cast on another pair of socks once I have finished Ryan's Business Casuals. And the next one will be Stitch Surfer by Louise Robert. Stick a picture in. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it will be, again, to enter into this month's hashtag Year of the Socks 2022. And I will be using Ficilana Arwetta Classic in the black, and this is Attic Spin Dye, close enough, in the Rainbow Zebra AIDS Awareness colourway. Obviously I am a zebra, and you get, I'm never going to be able to read this, it's the premium sock base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 425 metres and 100 grams. I am going to be using those. I do have another one of these. I'm going to be using those. What I won't be doing is putting the integrated heel in, because I think it might be a bit too complicated, so I might just have to go for a shadow stitch heel. I am going to be using them, hopefully. So that's my plan for those ones. My final project is the Moss Stitch in a Square by Sarah Zimmerman. I have started this before. Do I have it sitting about actually? I did have it sitting about. However, I've got crochet hooks stuck. Right, so this is, wait a minute to pull this out because I don't want it falling out. This is the Moss Stitch in a Shawl blanket. It's just going to be for one of the cats. I am using Pound Stretcher Colour Blend. That's about all as I can remember. This is what I have left. That's all I've got left of this. The other stuff I've got is a lot thinner. So my plan is going to be to get this finished. This is really easy. That'll be what my plan is. This is very addictive. You basically just go around a square forevermore until you run out of yarn, and then that's it done. That is all I have planned for. That's all I've been working on this week. I'm going to put this away. I need to stop crafting on projects while trying to talk because it doesn't work. So I am going to take 2 weeks off. Things we have been toying with is, we did try doing a Zoom, which kind of worked. What didn't work was the fact that I may or may not have deleted the video file and kept the audio file. Didn't quite work, so only because it took absolutely ages to try and figure out where my iPad was recording to, and yes, so we will need to do another run of recording it on Zoom. Now, the audio may be slightly dodgy because I have tried clipping the microphones into the iPad, the laptop, and it didn't turn out too well. The video may be slightly grainy because the camera on my laptop isn't exactly fantastic. I am trying to keep the just random buying of stuff down to a bare minimum. So I'm going to try that. I'll see how we get on with that. Other option will be possibly doing a live every now and again. We have bantered that about. Doing a live knitting that. I haven't quite figured out when that would be. If you do have suggestions, let me know when suits. Anything else? I think that is everything. Hospital appointment went reasonably well. It wasn't entirely horrific. Slightly horrific at one point. Did not feel the camera going down at all. The consultant was absolutely lovely. I will say that. The consultant and the nurse the nurse was so nice. Until I got snappy with him. I had the startings of a cold. I didn't have COVID. And I know I didn't have COVID because I had 2 tests. I did one myself and it came back negative, and then they'd run a test before I had the procedure done and it came back negative. So I definitely didn't have COVID. However, my throat was slightly sore last weekend. It got slightly better on Tuesday. It wasn't as sore on Tuesday. So I had the procedure done. He brushed past a bit. I think it might have actually been intentionally, because obviously what they were trying to do was check when they go in through the stomach. Obviously they're looking to make sure that obviously everything in my stomach was fine. Then they go past to make sure that everything in my pancreas was fine. That's where the ultrasound part came in. So the pancreas was fine, and that my liver was fine, and where my gallbladder was, everything there was fine. There was no stones or sludge or anything like that. My stomach was perfectly healthy. He never found any problems at all. However, when he was going like down in that way, he brushed something and I started choking. And the wee nurse, he was lovely. It was like, breathe through your nose, breathe through your nose. Oh, calm down, just breathe through your nose. I was like, got a cold, dude. Can't breathe through my nose. The oxygen going up my nose isn't helping. I did get a little bit ratty. So I got a little bit more sedation to calm everything down. But nothing was found, which doesn't really help my situation. And mind you, it wasn't going to help my situation anyway, considering obviously the consultant had said that I was only getting that done because the other consultant thought that I had gallstones. I was like, I haven't had a gallbladder in like 6 years, sweetheart. There's no chance of a gallstone. There's not been one any other time. Why is one going to suddenly produce itself now? So I am no further forward. Stomach has been a little bit not happy. Hence part of the reason why the holiday. The more stress I get, the more twinges that I'm getting. So I'm hoping that a couple of weeks chill, everything will be fine. So yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to a couple of weeks off. Obviously I'm wanting to fix the fleece. It's sitting about where cats won't leave it alone. I've had to move it up onto my craft table to stop Aria from taking bits. Aria was quite excited. Now Aria is not a fan of boxes, however you'll have seen in the start of the video, Aria really liked that box. If I knew that's what to get her through her fear of boxes, then I would have done it years ago. While I'm off, Knitting Natters will continue. I'm still planning on doing Knitting Natters. So if you would like to join, it is a Wednesday 8 PM BST and Fridays at 11 AM BST. If you would like to join, by all means you're welcome. Contact me on Instagram. I will add you to the group. You'll get room IDs and passcodes and stuff like that. You do not have to attend every Knitting Natter. You can come and go as and when you choose. Anything else? I think that's everything. So I hope you have a very, very crafty few weeks. Obviously I will still be on Instagram and Ravelry and stuff. I will not be on Instagram as much. I'll be on the group chat lots. However, I will not be going on Instagram because I keep falling down rabbit holes of Instagram reels and I spend hours just scrolling through the reels. It's no funny. Yes, so I hope you have a very, very crafty few weeks and I will see you back here again next time. Bye.